Welcome back, coin collectors. Today's exciting countdown is all about the most valuable United Kingdom sixpence coins, and today's top 5 list will explore different years, mint marks, and conditions that make these coins highly collectible and valuable. The British sixpence is one of the most famous coins in world history, loved by collectors because of its silver content, royal designs, rare mint marks, and valuable dates. Some old sixpence coins have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions, especially in rare conditions or with low mintages. Let's get started. First up, the 1964 United Kingdom sixpence. At first glance, this small coin may not look special, but some examples in fine condition can still attract collector interest and sell for surprising amounts at auctions and online marketplaces. In this video, we will explore the history of the coin, its unique design, rarity, collector demand, current market value in dollars, and important tips every coin collector should know before buying or selling one. The 1964 sixpence is one of the last famous pre-decimal British coins ever produced. Because of its historic connection to old British currency and Queen Elizabeth II, this coin remains popular with collectors around the world. Even damaged and circulated examples are still collected because they represent an important era in United Kingdom history. The British sixpence has a very long history that dates back to the 1500s during the reign of King Edward VI. For hundreds of years, the sixpence was an important part of everyday British life. The coin was commonly called a tanner and was used throughout the United Kingdom before decimalisation changed the currency system in 1971. The 1964 sixpence was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and became part of the final generation of traditional British coins before modern decimal coins replaced them. Millions of people use these coins in daily shopping, public transport, and small purchases. One interesting fact is that earlier sixpence coins contained silver, but by 1964 the coin was made from cupronickel instead of precious silver. The Royal Mint produced over 152 million examples in 1964, making it a common circulation issue. Even though the mintage was high, collectors still enjoy collecting these coins because they are connected to British traditions, old currency systems, and historic royal coinage. The 1964 sixpence has several beautiful design elements that make it stand out among British coins. On the obverse side, you will find the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right. Around the portrait appears the Latin inscription identifying the Queen. On the reverse side, the design features symbolic plants representing the nations of the United Kingdom. These include the rose for England, the thistle for Scotland, the shamrock for Ireland, and the leek for Wales. This elegant design gives the coin strong national symbolism and historical beauty. The coin weighs approximately 2.83 grams and measures around 19 millimeters in diameter. It has a reeded edge and was struck in cupronickel alloy rather than silver. Collectors especially like examples with sharp details, original luster, and minimal scratches. Coins with attractive toning or older collection history can sometimes command higher prices than ordinary circulated examples. Now let's talk about rarity. Technically, the 1964 sixpence is not considered a rare coin because millions were produced. However, finding high-quality examples with strong details and minimal wear is becoming more difficult every year. Fine condition coins usually show moderate circulation wear but still keep most major design details visible. In damaged condition, such as coins with scratches, corrosion, stains, bends, or cleaning marks, the value usually decreases significantly. Still, collectors sometimes buy damaged examples as affordable additions to their collections. Interestingly, some collectors search for unusual errors, off-center strikes, die cracks, or coins with attractive old toning. These unusual varieties can sell for much more than normal circulated examples. Online coin communities often mention that common 1964 British sixpence coins are generally inexpensive unless they are in exceptional condition or have unique characteristics. Because the sixpence is strongly connected with British traditions, weddings, and lucky charms, collector demand continues even for circulated examples. Many people also keep sixpence coins as good luck pieces. So how much is a 1964 United Kingdom sixpence worth today in dollars? In ordinary circulated or fine condition, most examples usually sell for around 20 cents to $1 depending on condition and market demand. Very fine and extra fine examples may sell for $1 to $3. Uncirculated examples with strong mint luster can sometimes reach $3 to $10 or more, especially if certified by professional grading services or sold in special coin auctions. Auction values can vary greatly depending on coin condition, eye appeal, original surfaces. Rare minting errors, collector demand, professional grading. Some online sellers list ordinary examples at very high prices, but realistic auction sales are usually much lower unless the coin has a special feature. Collectors should always compare completed auction results rather than only looking at asking prices online. If you want to collect British sixpence coins, here are some important tips. First, always check the coin's condition carefully. Coins with less wear and stronger detail are usually more valuable. Second, avoid heavily cleaned coins. Cleaning can damage the original surfaces and reduce collector value. Third, look for unusual varieties or mint errors because these can increase value dramatically. Fourth, store coins properly in protective holders or coin albums to avoid scratches and environmental damage. Finally, research recent auction sales before buying expensive examples. Understanding market trends can help collectors avoid overpaying. Many experienced collectors also recommend learning basic coin grading skills because condition plays a huge role in determining value. The 1964 United Kingdom sixpence may not be the rarest British coin, but it remains an important and collectible piece of history. With its beautiful design, connection to Queen Elizabeth II, and role in pre-decimal British currency, this small coin continues to attract collectors worldwide and in fine condition. The coin usually has modest value. Next up, the fascinating United Kingdom 1965 sixpence coin, one of the most recognizable pre-decimal British coins ever made. Many people discover this small coin in old collections, family boxes, or antique markets and immediately wonder, could this coin actually be valuable? In this video, we will explore the history of the 1965 sixpence, its unique design, collector demand, rarity in circulated and damaged condition, and most importantly, how much this coin can sell for at auctions in US dollars. If you enjoy rare coin discoveries and valuable old money, make sure to watch until the end because some high-grade examples can surprise collectors. The 1965 United Kingdom sixpence was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II before Britain switched to decimal currency in 1971. The sixpence denomination had already existed for hundreds of years and became one of the most beloved coins in British history. By 1965, the coin was no longer made from silver. Instead, it was struck using cupronickel, a durable metal alloy introduced after the silver shortage following World War II. The 1965 issue was produced in extremely large numbers, with a reported mintage of more than 129 million coins. Because so many were released into circulation, the coin was commonly used in everyday transactions across the United Kingdom. Even though it was a common circulation coin, the sixpence carried enormous cultural importance. Many families considered it a lucky coin. It was traditionally placed inside Christmas puddings and wedding shoes as a symbol of good fortune. That tradition still makes the coin popular among collectors today. The obverse side of the 1965 sixpence features the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Mary Gillick. Around the portrait appears the royal inscription identifying the Queen. The reverse side displays the famous floral emblem design representing the nations of the United Kingdom: the Tudor rose for England, the thistle for Scotland, the shamrock for Ireland, and the leek for Wales. The coin measures approximately 19 mm in diameter and weighs about 2.83 grams. It has a reeded edge and a bright silver-colored appearance because of its cupronickel composition. Collectors often admire this coin because it represents the final years of traditional British currency before decimalisation transformed the monetary system. Even common-date sixpences like the 1965 issue attract historical interest due to their classic British design and nostalgic appeal. Now let's talk about rarity. In circulated condition, the 1965 sixpence is generally considered a common coin because millions survived. Most examples found today show heavy wear, scratches, dull surfaces, or discoloration from decades of circulation. Because of the huge mintage, damaged coins usually carry very little collector premium. However, collector demand still exists for certain examples. Coins with unusually sharp details, strong luster, or original surfaces can attract attention from collectors building date sets of British pre-decimal coins. Some collectors also search for error coins, off-center strikes, or unusual toning. These rare varieties can sell for significantly higher amounts than normal circulated pieces. Online collector discussions often mention that common cupronickel sixpences from the 1950s and 1960s are not especially rare, but sentimental value and historical charm continue to keep them collectible. If your coin is heavily damaged, bent, cleaned, or corroded, its value may remain close to face value equivalent or souvenir value only. Still, many beginners keep these coins because they are affordable pieces of British history. So how much is a circulated 1965 United Kingdom sixpence worth today in US dollars? Most circulated examples sell for only a few cents to around 50 cents depending on condition. Better quality circulated coins can sometimes reach about $1. According to several coin value guides, average uncirculated examples may sell for roughly 60 cents to $1.20, while premium mint state examples could bring several dollars at auction. Some private coin dealers list attractive mint state examples for higher prices, especially if professionally graded. Exceptional coins with brilliant surfaces or rare errors can occasionally sell for $10 to $30 or more, although these cases are much less common. If your 1965 sixpence is in ordinary circulated condition with visible wear, the realistic market value is usually under $1. But collectors still enjoy owning them because of their history and classic design. If you want to collect British sixpence coins, here are a few important tips. First, always check the condition carefully. Coins with less wear and stronger detail are worth more. Avoid cleaning old coins because cleaning can reduce collector value dramatically. Second, look closely for unusual minting errors, rotated dies, or off-center strikes. Rare errors can sometimes turn an ordinary coin into a valuable collector piece. Third, store your coins properly in protective holders or albums to prevent scratches and corrosion. Even inexpensive coins can become more desirable if preserved well over time. Finally, learn the difference between silver sixpences and later cupronickel versions. Coins dated before 1947 often contain silver and can carry higher bullion value, while the 1965 issue is strictly cupronickel. The United Kingdom 1965 sixpence may not be one of the rarest British coins, but it remains a fascinating piece of history connected to traditional British currency and the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II. While circulated examples are generally inexpensive, high-grade coins, unusual errors, and sentimental collector demand continue to keep this classic sixpence popular among coin enthusiasts around the world. If you have a 1965 sixpence hidden in your collection, take a closer look because condition matters greatly. Even if the coin is not worth a fortune, it still represents an important era in British monetary history. Next up, the United Kingdom 1967 sixpence is one of the most famous pre-decimal British coins ever made. Even though millions were produced, collectors around the world still search for these historic coins because 1967 marked the final circulation year of the classic British sixpence before decimal currency arrived. Today, even damaged examples can attract attention from beginner collectors, history lovers, and coin hunters searching through old collections. In this video, we are going to explore the history of the 1967 United Kingdom sixpence, its special features, rarity and damaged condition, and how much these coins can sell for in auction markets in United States dollars. The history behind the 1967 sixpence is incredibly important in British coin collecting. The sixpence denomination dates back hundreds of years and was first introduced during the reign of King Edward VI in the 1500s. For generations, the coin was part of everyday life in Britain and became connected with traditions, weddings, and even Christmas puddings. The final circulation issue was struck in 1967 during the reign of Elizabeth II before the United Kingdom moved toward decimalisation in 1971. Even after decimalisation, the sixpence remained legal tender until 1980. The 1967 sixpence features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, designed by Mary Gillick. On the reverse, the coin displays beautiful floral emblems representing the nations of the United Kingdom. The coin was made from cupronickel rather than silver, because silver had already been removed from regular British circulating coins after 1946. The sixpence weighs about 2.83 grams and has a diameter of around 19 millimeters. Its classic design and historical importance make it highly collectible even today. One interesting fact about the 1967 sixpence is that it was struck in enormous numbers. More than 240 million examples were minted, making it common in circulated condition. Because of this huge mintage, normal worn coins are usually not considered extremely rare. However, collectors still pay attention to damaged or unusual examples if they show unique errors, strange toning, off-center strikes, or historical wear patterns. Many coin collectors enjoy owning the last circulating sixpence because it represents the end of an era in British currency history. Now let's talk about damaged condition coins. A damaged 1967 sixpence may have scratches, corrosion, bent edges, discoloration, or heavy circulation wear. In most cases, ordinary damaged examples are worth only a small amount above face value because the coin is very common. However, if the coin has an unusual mint error or attractive toning, collectors may still pay several dollars for it. Some online collectors and coin communities mention that heavily circulated sixpences can still sell as collectible historical pieces, especially when included in vintage coin sets or old British collections. In today's auction market, a normal damaged 1967 sixpence often sells for less than $1. Better circulated examples may reach $2 to $5 depending on eye appeal and collector interest. Extremely high-grade uncirculated pieces can sometimes sell for much more, especially professionally graded examples. Some certified mint state coins have reached impressive prices in specialized auctions, though this is uncommon for ordinary circulated coins. Coin value always depends on condition, rarity, demand, and whether collectors are actively searching for the coin. For collectors, The most important tip is to carefully inspect every sixpence before assuming it is ordinary. Look for unusual errors, double strikes, clipped planchets, or rare proof-like surfaces. Never clean old coins because cleaning can lower collector value dramatically. Store your coins in protective holders to avoid future damage. It is also smart to compare your coin with auction records and online price guides before selling. Sometimes a coin that appears damaged may still attract collectors because of a rare variety or unusual appearance. Another important detail is that many people confuse the 1967 sixpence with older silver sixpences. Coins dated before 1947 contained silver, while the 1967 version was made from cupronickel. Because of this, the 1967 coin does not carry silver melt value. Still, collectors continue buying these coins for historical reasons and nostalgia connected to Britain's old currency system. The 1967 United Kingdom sixpence may not be one of the rarest coins in the world, but it remains a fascinating collectible linked to the final days of Britain's pre-decimal money system. Even in damaged condition, these coins attract attention from coin hunters, history fans, and beginner collectors. While most damaged examples sell for only a few dollars, rare errors and exceptional pieces can command much higher prices at auction. Next up, the United Kingdom sixpence 1955 may look like a small and ordinary coin, but many collectors around the world still search for it today. Even in bad or heavily worn condition, this classic British coin attracts attention because of its history, royal design, and connection to old United Kingdom currency. Some people find these coins in old collections, junk boxes, or family coin jars and wonder if they could still be valuable. In today's video, we will explore the history of the 1955 sixpence, its unique features, rarity in damaged condition, and its current market and auction value in dollars. The 1955 sixpence was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II in the early years of her rule. The sixpence had already been part of British currency for centuries and was widely used in everyday life before decimalisation in 1971. By 1955, the coin was made from cupronickel instead of silver because Britain stopped using silver in circulating coins after 1946. Even though it no longer contained silver, the sixpence remained an important and popular denomination in British culture. Millions of people used it for shopping, transportation, and small purchases across the United Kingdom. Historical records show that more than 109 million examples of the 1955 sixpence were minted, making it a common circulation coin for the era. One of the most interesting features of the 1955 sixpence is its beautiful royal design. The obverse side shows a young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right, surrounded by Latin inscriptions. The reverse side displays the famous floral emblem design representing the nations of the United Kingdom, including the rose, thistle, shamrock, and leek. The coin measures around 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs approximately 2.83 grams. Collectors admire the detailed artwork because it represents classic British coinage before decimal currency changed the monetary system forever. Now let's talk about rarity and collector demand in bad condition. Since the 1955 sixpence had a very high mintage, most circulated examples are not considered extremely rare. However, collectors still purchase damaged or worn coins to complete affordable coin albums and historical collections. Coins in bad condition may have scratches, faded dates, corrosion, edge damage, discoloration, or heavy wear from decades of circulation. Even though these damaged examples are common, some collectors still buy them because they represent a piece of British history. Online coin communities often mention that heavily circulated 1955 sixpences usually carry only small collector premiums unless they feature unusual errors or exceptional historical preservation. Auction value depends heavily on condition. A badly worn 1955 United Kingdom sixpence is usually worth only a few cents to around $1 in most coin markets. Coins with clearer details and less damage may sell for $2 to $5, while brilliant uncirculated examples can bring much higher prices. Professional coin value guides show that mint state examples graded around MS64 or MS65 can sell from about $15 up to $27 or more depending on eye appeal and collector demand. In most auctions, damaged coins are valued mainly as historical collectibles rather than rare investment pieces. However, unusual mint errors, proof versions, or exceptionally preserved examples can surprise collectors and sell for significantly more money. For collectors searching for the 1955 sixpence, there are several useful tips to remember. Always check the coin carefully under bright light to inspect the date, rim, and lettering. Avoid cleaning old coins because cleaning can lower collector value dramatically. Store coins in protective holders to prevent additional scratches or corrosion. If you believe your coin has a rare minting error, consider showing it to a professional coin dealer or grading company. It is also helpful to compare sold auction listings online to understand realistic market prices instead of relying on exaggerated internet claims. The United Kingdom Sixpence 1955 remains an interesting collectible for coin enthusiasts and history lovers around the world. Even in bad condition, the coin carries historical importance from the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II and the final decades of Britain's pre-decimal currency system. While most damaged examples are not extremely valuable, they still attract collectors because of their classic design and nostalgic connection to old British money. Next up, the United Kingdom 1966 Sixpence in rusty condition. At first glance, many people would ignore a damaged or rusty old coin, thinking it has little or no value. But in the fascinating world of coin collecting, even worn or damaged coins can attract attention from collectors, especially when they come from historic British currency series. Some rare error pieces, unusual toned examples, and low survival damaged coins have sold for surprising prices at auctions. In this video, we will explore the history of the 1966 Sixpence, its unique design features, why rusty condition examples still interest collectors, and how much these coins can sell for in today's market in US dollars. Stay until the end because you may discover that an old coin sitting in a drawer could still be worth money. The British sixpence has a long and famous history that dates back hundreds of years. By 1966, the sixpence was already one of the most recognizable coins in the United Kingdom. It circulated during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II and was commonly used in daily shopping across Britain. The sixpence carried a value of 6 old pence before the United Kingdom switched to decimal currency in 1971. Because of its silver-like appearance and compact size, it became one of the favorite coins among the British public. The 1966 sixpence was minted in large numbers, mainly for circulation, and was produced using cupronickel metal instead of silver. This means that most ordinary examples are not extremely rare today. However, condition plays a huge role in the value of any collectible coin. While shiny uncirculated pieces are preferred by most collectors, unusual rusty or environmentally damaged examples can sometimes gain attention because they tell a unique story of age, storage conditions, or metal reactions over time. The 1966 United Kingdom sixpence features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the front side of the coin. The young portrait of the Queen was designed by Mary Gillick, and around the image are Latin inscriptions identifying her royal title. The reverse side displays a floral design featuring a crown surrounded by plants and national emblems associated with the United Kingdom. The number 6 appears clearly in the center, representing the denomination. Although the sixpence was made from cupronickel, many coins develop discoloration, corrosion, or rust-like surfaces after decades of exposure to moisture and environmental damage. Technically, cupronickel does not rust like iron, but collectors often describe dark brown corrosion or rough orange surfaces as rusty condition. These unusual textures can make every damaged coin look different. Some collectors are interested in these pieces because no two damaged coins age in exactly the same way. Another interesting detail is that some 1,966 sixpence coins may show striking errors, off-center designs, weak details, or unusual toning. If a rusty coin also carries an error, its value can increase dramatically compared to normal damaged examples. In ordinary circulated condition, the 1966 sixpence is common because millions were produced. However, rusty or heavily damaged examples create a different type of collector interest. Many collectors of error coins or unusual condition coins search for pieces that stand out visually from normal circulation finds. A sixpence with dramatic corrosion patterns, environmental toning, or unique discoloration may become attractive as a conversation piece. Collector demand depends heavily on appearance. If the rust-like damage creates an interesting pattern while still allowing the date and design to remain visible, the coin may attract buyers online. Coins recovered from old collections, buried locations, shipwreck environments, or metal detecting finds sometimes receive attention because of their unusual history and appearance. Still, it is important to understand that most rusty 1966 sixpence coins are not extremely valuable unless they have additional rare characteristics. The market for damaged coins is smaller than the market for clean, high-grade examples. However, dedicated collectors of British coins often purchase unusual damaged pieces for educational collections, historical displays, or YouTube coin content. Now let's talk about value. In average rusty or heavily circulated condition, a 1966 United Kingdom sixpence usually sells for around 50 cents to $3. Coins with severe corrosion and poor visibility may only be worth bulk coin value. However, examples with attractive aging, readable details, or unusual environmental toning can sometimes sell for $5 to $15 to niche collectors. If the coin has a verified mint error, such as an off-center strike, double strike, or rare die variety, the value may rise significantly. Certain error examples have reached auction prices between $30 and $100 depending on rarity and collector competition. High-interest online auctions sometimes push unusual pieces even higher if multiple buyers want the same coin. Coins connected to unique stories, such as metal detector discoveries or old estate collections, can also gain extra attention online. Auction value is influenced by rarity, condition, presentation, photography, and collector demand at the time of sale. If you own a rusty 1966 sixpence, avoid cleaning it aggressively. Cleaning can reduce collector interest because it may damage the surface further or remove original aging patterns. Instead, store the coin in a dry holder or protective sleeve to prevent additional corrosion. Collectors should also inspect the coin carefully for errors or unusual features. Look for doubled letters, missing details, unusual coloring, or striking mistakes. Using a magnifying glass can help identify hidden varieties that increase value. Researching sold auction listings online is another smart step. Comparing your coin to previously sold examples gives a better understanding of current market demand. These coins remind us that value in the coin world is not always about perfection. Sometimes uniqueness and history matter just as much. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin discoveries and hidden values from around the world. And before you leave, check your old British coins carefully because one unusual sixpence could be worth more than you expect.